No man separate what we create. Unstoppable, untouchable, motherfucking worldwide bomb figures. Death row at its finest. M.O.B. Thug for motherfucking life. Motherfucking made niggas. We coming at these niggas worldwide. Machiavelli the dog. My life in exchange for yours. Born hated as a thug. House full of babies crying for my lack of getting love.
And we're back. It's the Brown Liquor Report. It's the Count. Back up in your ear hole here with my dear friend Jazz Hands.
Jazz Hands.
Jazz Hands. My favorite local DJ, DJ Black Shaw.
What's happening, black people? How y'all doing out there?
Mm-hmm. Hey. Our favorite mulatto. Fierce. In the
Hey
building.
everybody. And we're in my hometown.
We road trip.
P-H-I-double-L-Y.
Get it? Come on.
Shut up.
Okay. I'll take it.
Whatever. We road tripped up to Philly to the Roots Picnic, and we have a special guest here with us, director extraordinaire. Exclusive. We have Benny Boom, director of the upcoming film All Eyez On Me. Welcome, man.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. So,
And we also have
producer of the film,
LT Hutton. You got to slide in.
LT Hutton.
Yeah, you can get a little closer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay, so we had a debate between us. Is it biopic or biopic? Which do you say?
Depending on what part of the country you come from. It's just that's semantics.
It's like soul versus pop.
Thank you.
Yeah. So biopic. We're right. Thank you.
Biopic, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
it's
Think
whatever
about
you
it
want.
all day.
Whatever you want.
Think about it all day.
One is hyphenated, one isn't. You know.
See?
Yeah, that's it.
Told you. Look, you getting educated.
I think we spent about 30 minutes on this yesterday.
That's what happened.
We just
You
shit
should
on
have
our
just took it that I was right.
You did.
But go ahead.
That's fine. In your GQ piece, you said that you were a fan, and that's what kind of positioned you to make this film. But throughout the process, you had lots of people surrounding Pac, like producers and friends. Was there anything you learned through the process that you didn't know as a fan?
No, so in the piece, being a fan didn't position me to do the film. The film had gone through several different hands in terms of directors. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that kept coming to the surface. A few. One of the things that kept coming to the surface is that some of the other directors excuse me, had personal relationships with Pac. Mm-hmm. And at times those things stood in the way of them being able to tell Pac's story and not their story with Tupac. Mm. And so for me, being a filmmaker and a fan, is what I actually said in the interview. Being a filmmaker and a fan of Pac, I was free to be able to tell his story without any sort of personal, and also be able to guide it in a way that I think a fan like myself would want to see it. But LT can speak better to the process prior to me coming on.
We actually want to ask about the process, but please.
See, the thing is, Benny got to be political in a certain way.
You don't.
I do.
Okay.
But at this point, for me, I just like to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I always say Benny came in not being self-serving. Like this film could not have any components that wanted to service yourself. We all had to look deeper and make it about the project. It's about Tupac. It's not about Tupac and I. It's not the long walk that I had with Tupac. It's like me and Tupac were friends. It's not that movie. You know what I mean? So I never leaned to my personal relationship. I looked at it as, like we said, as a filmmaker's point of view of if I was in the audience, what would I like to see? What would I like to learn? We wanted to, give you an experience where everybody walks in with the thing that, okay, Pac dies. We know that information. Mm-hmm. How do you create a journey that is entertaining to the point where you almost think that that's not going to happen? To get the audience to be engaged in the experience, not leaving anyone out, whether you're a Tupacologist or a Tupac evangelist, you have the same experience as the person sitting next to you that may be a novice. You follow what I'm saying? To create a world experience where we getting the same information that at a point in the movie, we're all on the same page. So now we can enjoy this ride together as an audience, not just one person just being Tupac'd out and being left out. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we want to create a experience where it was really a common experience, not just for a Tupac fanatic or a Tupac fan or a Tupac evangelist, but for the person who's really coming into the theater, getting their look and their dose of Tupac, that we all have the same information at the same time. So you're not really watching the movie, you're in the movie.
Gotcha.
That's a good point.
That's dope. Like, I'm impressed.
So following up on that, like when Tupac was alive, he definitely had a somewhat contentious relationship with the media. So how do you translate that to the big screen without losing any integrity around his story? Like, how do you keep centered on it all?
I think, contentious relationship with the media.
Yeah, didn't always get along.
Well, I think we get the media painted him a certain way.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tupac, I think, was misunderstood in a lot of ways, and what this film does is we give you the backstory of some of these events, so you know the headlines,
Right.
but what's the real story. So that's what we examine in this movie. We don't just, tell the top story. We get into the layers of it. And one thing about this movie is it humanizes Tupac, so that the sensationalism of what a big story is, you just get in the blurbs and the headlines. What is it about? And that's what that's the story the film tells. He had a contentious relationship, but it really was the media that, piled on to him. It was those magazines and the articles. Really was the magazines that at the time were trying to sell magazines and put this person on the cover and this person on the cover and create the thing, so.
It's like, even with this film, with all of the great things and the great accomplishments that we've accomplished, a lot of the media outlets, social, they hang on to one small piece of crap and they do it. So with that being said, with the whole thing is that over personification that they think that Tupac had, we dispel a lot of those myths in this film. We give you the quiet moments. It's like right now, at this group or radio station that we go to, people be one way. Camera comes on or the microphone comes on, and they just come out, sometimes with the craziest. I was asked, did Suge Knight kill Tupac? It's like, wait a minute, we was just having a conversation, and that's not even relevant to what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, we're not police. We didn't solve the murder case in this movie. Like, it wasn't
That's why we did with the biopic question.
No, yesterday I was at a couple of radio stations, and one of the questions was like, who better, Biggie or Pac? I'm like, this ain't. Hold on, what are we talking about right now? Like, I said they both are great. You know what I mean? This ain't the debate, and this film does not get into that debate because that's not what this film is about.
Everything
and I
is
said,
2017.
and I'm saying you can love. I said, why not appreciate and love both of those guys for what they each did? Like, why do we have to? They both are part of each other's story. But Pac has his own story. Big had his own story, separate from Pac. And so it wasn't a thing like that.
Pac's story was so big, and he did a lot. He had a lot of different types of songs, spoke to a lot of different people. What kept you focused or centered in the movie?
It was the balance that we chose to go with, and creating a system where it's Pac's POV. We give it to you the way Pac tells you about his life. And when Pac speaks about his life, he doesn't go too deep into anything. He goes here, 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 and he gives you the right amount of balance. Sometimes, because the thing is that we lean to our own understanding on certain things, because of, we may favor something more than something else. Where if you listen to Pac's voice, he's going to give you it in a order where you can balance it out. But if you were to just go with your own, I may love this record, so I may do something with this record. Like even with our sound engineer, he loved a certain part of the movie, and you can tell because he mixed that part of the movie better than everything else. Sometimes we have little arguments, little things, and it's like make everything sound like that. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, we had that.
So how we stayed on track, we just created a system where we followed Pac's POV, and we didn't deter from the path, what I'm saying? Because we had a message, we had an intent, we had a through line, and we had a system. Because if you go a little bit this way, then it turns into the Death Row story. If you go a little bit too far this way, then it turns into the family or the Miss Shakur story. Or you go a little bit this way, it turns into the Biggie story. And it's respect to all of those people, but let's be clear, it is the Tupac story.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a platform and will be scenarios where those other entities will get their own story. So we just gave you just enough in order to flush out, you know, our trajectory and propel the story forward.
Speaking of Mother Afeni Shakur, how did her untimely passing affect the production of this film?
We completed filming
Before
she passed.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of you know, we wish she would have been able to see what we done because we were in the editing process when she passed.
Okay.
So we didn't get a chance to show her anything because we didn't want to show pieces of a movie and stuff. We wanted to show a full movie, you know, the film done, and this is this is how we honor them.
Yeah, we want to put our best foot forward, you know what I mean, with that. But let me just be clear. She had meaningful consultation on multiple things, right? So in that meaningful consultation, she listed out everything that she wanted to be consulting on and wanted to have a opinion on. Everything else was like, it's on you, right? So with that list of things, what I did was I didn't go back and forth. I just didn't put those things in the movie. So her meaningful consultation was beyond, you know, accepted and considered because I just took that list, you know, and when Benny came on, he was like, well, we're not using this piece out here because that was something that she had meaningful consultation over. So we're not even going to do a version of it. So we don't even have to go back and debate and say, okay, are you okay with this? Change it. Are you okay with it? We don't have to do that because I just didn't do it. So her big chunk that she was concerned about, I just didn't put it in the movie.
I can appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
That's my question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So, you came to the production midway. What was the stamp you added, or what? Like when we look at this and say this is a Benny Boone movie.
Well, when I came to the production, there were scouting had happened. Some locations had been selected. Production office was set up in Atlanta. He called me the night before Thanksgiving 2015 when the other director was let go and said, I need you here this weekend. So I had my turkey and got on a flight from New York to Atlanta and was there and hit the ground that Monday morning. He walked me through what had been done, what had been set up. And, you know, and just to be clear, there was no, this particular director, there was an amicable split on the situation.
Okay.
And so just to give him credit, they had done a lot of groundwork before I got there in terms of locations. And we had a really good, actually a great production designer named Derek Hill, who took real life, because this is a biopic or biopic, he took real life situations and locations and places like that and found matches for those things along with LT. They went and found these matches. And so when I got there, a lot of that part of the work had been done, which was great. So the other part was to be able to tell the story in a way that put us, as he said earlier, put us in the place of Tupac. The challenges were we were shooting in a place that had to work for Baltimore, New York City, Oakland, Marin City, Vegas, Los Angeles, all these different places. So how do you do that creatively and still maintain integrity of what you're shooting? So it forced us into a certain style, which actually works for the film because it makes you feel like you are in the room with Pac when these things are happening. It's a very intimate approach to filmmaking and to the style. So that's what I brought to it in terms of the film style. Yeah.
So I tell you, like when people see the locations, they say, "No way that's Atlanta." You know what I'm saying? And so that comes with a lot of craziness in certain people's mind until you actually get there. And you're like, okay, that worked. You know what I mean? Like, cause, you know, just let's just go with like, if it was a project building, we want people to smell the piss in the hallways. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm just be clear that we want it that authentic, where it's like, okay,
There'd be piss in the hallway.
yeah, I mean, you want to, you know, I'm just saying, you just want to, if it's that detailed, we wanted it that real and that authentic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Sorry, had a blank out for a minute. I'm sorry about that.
we haven't talked about it, but there was a point in the production of the movie where there was a departure that was a little dramatic.
In the point of the movie?
Well, for John.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
I'm just going to tell you like this. You know, you got to go, you know.
Yeah, I said all I'm going to say on the
movie. Yeah, people want to bring that up. At the end of the day, and I'll take this because it had nothing to do with Benny. You know, this journey started a long time ago. It took me about 10 years to make this picture. We knew what we wanted to do alone. Yeah, I talked to Benny day one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying about it. But Hollywood has a lot of different politics. They only see what they want to see at certain times. So I told them it's going to be a long road, and you know, different things I'm positioning because they had to see certain things. So with that being said, the guy you're speaking of, he had 18 years to make this movie.
True story.
Never made it.
True story.
It wasn't until I put it together, got the financing, and made it a go that he came on. And I still, against, you know, everything that I felt like, no, he can't be what Hollywood say he is, you know, X, Y, and Z. And like I said, I never had a problem with the guy. I still don't have a problem with him. You know, I just saw him, you know, and I don't think I had a problem with is, you know, using your platform to be negative. We have over 70-something movies coming out this summer. Only one is in this space, you know, so, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean didn't have to worry about somebody doing this to them. You know, everything else gets to come out clean. And with this film, you know, people want to just say something negative just to say it and just start that for what? And then if you really, really had passion in your heart for Tupac, when I told you to come see the film before you make an opinion, you made it. You saying something you never even seen a frame of film.
Wow.
And we've opened it up to him to come to see it, because he'd rather get on and say, I don't need to see it.
Because if I wasn't working on it, I would go in and say, you know, give my notes and see what I can do to help make it better.
For Pop.
You know, exactly.
If that's the focus.
But it's the self-serving attitude that is part of why I said in the article that it's better if you have not been close to it. Like yesterday, somebody asked me in the interview about the next thing I want to do, and they had talked about biopics and Lifetime and all this stuff, and then they said they had messed up Aaliyah's a Lifetime thing, and they said, is that something you would want to do? And I said, look, I'd be honest, like Aaliyah was a friend of mine, like that would be very hard for me to go in, you know. It's this very simple thing. How do you tell that story because you were close to that person?
Yeah,
and it was tragic.
I can't let him off the hook like that, because you know.
I know that's right.
Like I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it.
For real, because a person's perception of being close, you know what I'm saying? Like that has nothing to do with ego and putting what you need to put in for the culture. Because like I said, I had to swallow a lot of different things, and you know, I never once on set like I know him. It wasn't about that. It's about the because like I said, sometimes I would like to tell a completely different story, but you have to be disciplined enough to respect the through line and the voice of what you're trying to do. Like I said, it wasn't like he was coming in saying, I'm gonna work for free. You know, he was getting paid beyond top dollar, beyond.
Right, more than I did.
More than anybody. Anybody, like it was a high number.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that being said, let's be clear. Don't act like it was just passion and you were just doing it. And then, like I said, you can't even. I mean, it's so deep that you know, it speaks to us as a community. You know what I mean, of what Tupac often talks about. Why he never felt that his own people would cause him harm. He never thought that because he fought so hard. So me and doing what I'm doing in Hollywood, knowing that it is such a small pond and we barely get opportunities as it is. Right. So for me, to create a team where we empowering young black people to create a new Hollywood, a new system where we're not still in 2017 saying the first black. So create new job opportunities. It's like, for me, I'm on the forefront of that, giving different opportunities. Like, so you can get a Benny Boom, on these type of pictures because he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? He rock. This dude is good.
Oh no, we know.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, right, so the thing is to have Benny Booms and the LT Huttons and the different people who are going to create a whole new economic system. Based upon us, with new film talent, different platforms for podcasts, because in the studios they don't even respect podcasts as media. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
And we're not there for that. We're not there for that shit.
Nobody. But the thing is, but the thing is, we have to bring that to their attention.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because we get news breaks all day, every day, and they won't put anything that we do like this, which counts. This is heavy. This is how most people receive their information. What you have in your hand right there is the number one screen in America. Second screen is the computer.
Right.
Third screen is television. Fourth screen is the film. It's the movie theater. And the reason that stays relevant because dinner and a movie. Number one date night in America. Lifestyle.
Right.
So we have to make them aware. How do we make them aware? We have to get in there and get to working and create opportunities. So for my thing to that guy, is just irresponsible of his platform to even remotely try to go public and say something as crazy as he did. You know what I mean? Because I would have been in the trench. We talked. I sat on that little boat with him. You know what I'm saying?
Not the little
boat. Yeah, it's pictures of me and him on this little boat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got a boat in the same place where he got a boat.
His little boat.
Yeah,
I just thought that.
That qualifies. That modifies.
Little boat.
No, when you get off, your other boat, there's a dinghy.
Yeah, the dinghy.
And we were on the dinghy. That we sit on that little boat.
It sounds like that's the one he owns, but it's fine.
No,
Right.
I'm sticking with that. I'm going with it.
He got cool sailboat. You know what I'm saying? But
It's fine. Too late. It's like, no, I'm kidding. I have a question though. Around, because my Benny Boom, the feature film director, I'm definitely aware of Benny Boom. Lots of videos, just a very, very diverse resume. But for you now doing your first biopic,
We're clear.
if
We're
you got
clear.
wrong with it, biopic. Tell me what makes a good biopic, because there's been a lot that have came out. You got Notorious, Straight Outta Compton. You got that tragic story, Nina Simone.
Full
What
shit.
makes it bullshit? All of it. So
I
tell
didn't
me.
I didn't see the Nina Simone.
I got about 10 minutes through.
But I think what makes it a great. We say what makes it
What
great.
makes a good biopic?
Being true to the person's story, and I think when you have, I didn't see the Nina Simone thing. I don't know what the movie is about. I know their issue with that particular thing. I think we fought that part by casting Demetrius Shipp Jr. as Tupac.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing. You do a biopic, you want to make sure that when people see it for the first time that they can connect
Visual.
the actor, visual.
Right.
Everything is visual, so they want to connect that person to the story. So we were blessed to be able to get Demetrius and to have him play Tupac because he looks and has the charisma and he can act and that thing. And also with the rest of the cast, I mean, if you think about who's in our cast has the biggest visibility of everyone that we can name out of the top 7 people, right? These are all great young actors. Like he said, this film is an opportunity sometimes to meet these people again. Like, Kat Graham was on Vampire Diaries. What you see her play Jada, it's like, wait a minute, this is Kat. Annie's the same way. She's been in a few things, you know what I mean? Dominic, Deny, come on, Walking Dead. I'm a Walking Dead fan. So when we talked about her, I said, this has to be. I've never seen her without the hair, but I just knew because she's so talented.
Right.
These are people that, for a lot of the rest of the world, they're meeting for the first time, and our audience, we're meeting again in another way. So we've opened up doors in this film to a lot of talent, really, really talented young Black actors, and that's I think a plus for our biopic, because you don't have to sit in the baggage of this person being in another movie and thinking about what they did in this other movie and carry on. Everything feels fresh in the film.
You being a Philly native, what stories, and being able to tell our stories, you know, being active in the whole thing, what other stories do you think should be told? Like
Philly specific.
The Move story definitely needs to be told.
Yes.
We were just talking about that.
First thing we thought about when we had,
No, I had a meeting with somebody. These people that try to tell the Move story, but there's so many different ways to tell that story, because it affect, you know, I'm from West Philly, so that affected West Philly initially in a huge way, and it's something that people don't know about. You know, they
Unless you're from here.
unless you're from here, and you don't realize is you had a black mayor that dropped a bomb on a
American
residential
street.
street to kill what they call domestic terrorists. You know, who were you know, had killed police officers or allegedly killed police officers or what have you. It's that story. It's you know, the JBM story, which in all was you know, I lived through that. I remember how it went down, and it was dangerous around here in the 80s for a lot of people in West and North Philly as well. It was those stories, and then those two, for me particularly, those two, because I think it shaped the city. The move situation shaped the politics of our city in a big way, and then I think JBM sort of shaped the demographics and it really made us understand that life was really short, and it also put us on the forefront of one of the cities that had the crack epidemic. So you talk about Chicago and Brooklyn and in New York and Philadelphia and Detroit, it was right in the mix of all those cities that were really doing bad, and the neighborhoods still suffer from what happened, you know, during that time. So it's interesting to re-explore those things and to bring some understanding to it.
So we're in the age of Tangerine Satan. What?
I was like, what?
Sweet potato
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
number 45.
Whatever.
45.
45. What do you think the role of artists is in this time of resistance?
I think the role of artists is what it has always been. If you're a citizen of this country and you have a voice, you should be able to speak it, whether you're a banker, lawyer, rapper, singer, director, producer. You got something to say. If you pay taxes, you got something to say.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of times when artists speak up on Twitter or you know, on whatever the news, they get shunned like, oh, it's an actor. Why listen to actors? Why not? You know what I mean? Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Come on.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was an actor.
Donald Trump is an actor.
As an actor,
Right.
he's a reality TV
It's not a
guy.
very good one, though.
Yeah,
You know?
he's a character, man.
You know?
He's part of what the world created, and that's the thing where, you know, nowadays, you know, when we say what is an artist supposed to be, I think a lot of people lost sight in what they're supposed to be, or try to be. It's not about compassion for one another. It's now who can hate on something the most. You know what I mean? Because
Like we just talked about.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
Right.
it gets the most attention. Like every day, somebody threatening to leak a piece of this or leak a piece of this. Like, and what is that gonna get you?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just trying to damage something, be damaging something. So artists nowadays, they can't even speak all the way, because if they say what they truly feel, someone or some group may exile them. So you say freedom of speech, but can we really be
No,
free
I
of
mean,
speech?
which Kathy Griffin just did the thing when she held up
Right.
the bloody head of Donald Trump, and
That photo
now
shoot.
she got fired from CNN. She can't, you know, and she's on there crying about, you know, my career, this, and I mean, she's this woman that said some of the foulest stuff I ever heard any
Right.
woman say
Yeah.
on TV. But now because she, you know.
But see,
Right.
he just had to stop because he really can't speak.
right, what I want
Right.
to say.
I don't want to
Ted
know.
Nugent wanted to kill Obama, and then he got invited
know
to
what
the
it
White
is.
House.
Right.
So
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's a hypocrisy.
So
Right.
the point with most
Right.
artists, and this is what makes Tupac so special,
He didn't
he
care.
said it anyway.
He said
Right.
it anyway.
regardless
That's right.
of, in spite of, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like he just said it, you know, and it's like there's certain things I want to say, but I know that the corporate scenario with Lionsgate, you know, they may not like it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of artists, we have to be careful because they can't say what they really want to say.
And you got to speak with responsibility too.
Right.
It's like, you know, you got Colin Kaepernick, who right now he's getting a lot of support, but at the end of the day, his day job, he's still a football player.
Right.
There's 32 teams out there.
And he literally didn't say anything.
my
I mean, like,
point.
let's
glad
talk
that
about that.
But that, but
I
Bernadette,
said way
that's
more.
crazy.
Right.
That's crazy because
Seahawks
he
dropped
actually
him?
he didn't say anything.
He said nothing.
He was quiet about it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes being quiet is sometimes stronger than actually saying anything.
Yeah.
He decided to sit for whatever it is, his stance. The hair, he ain't have to say nothing, but you see it.
Right.
And so now he's in a situation where he's talented. He's a top 10 quarterbacks in the league right now. There's 32 teams. We know in January, a bunch of them ain't gonna make it nowhere because of their quarterbacks. So why not put this guy, get this guy a shot? Somebody's gonna give him a shot because somebody's gonna get hurt. It happens every year, and he's gonna be called up. And this time he's gonna show and prove. I know he is.
Yeah.
Well, we have to bring it to a close.
Yeah.
The film opens June 16th,
June 16th.
Tupac's birthday.
Yes.
Early release for AMC theaters, is that
No,
correct?
it comes out
On the
16th, but the 15th, the night of the 15th,
Right.
you'll be able to get a
Theaters.
ticket.
Check with your local theaters.
And tickets are on sale right now.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
like when
we gonna
when a big concert is coming to your city and the person's coming and the tickets go on sale. Well, this movie is like a big concert, but it's coming everywhere
And
to
we
every city.
definitely gonna
and we
pump that.
challenging everybody. You go in a club, you spend $3,000, $5,000 on bottles. Buy a movie theater out.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's what I'm starting a thing called a movie buyout challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Who buy out there? Who buy out there?
We spend a lot of money in these clubs. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? My thing is buy a theater out. It's the same price.
They do.
Cheaper,
Right.
matter of fact.
I
Well,
agree.
thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We really appreciate you
Appreciate
taking
it.
time.
Thank
You
you.
guys take care. Much success.
Yep. Thank
And
you.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm legit
Do you
excited.
put salt or sugar in your grits? I gotta ask the black
Sugar
people.
and salt
You are.
and butter.
That is violence.
Sugar, salt, butter.
Sugar
Take
and
the
salt.
eggs and mix it in there.
That's enough, Vinny.
But I've cut down on my sugar and salt intake in my mid 40s or
I
whatever.
hear you, man.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you so much.
That was
All right,
excellent.
guys.
You take care.
Double O, Benz wanting flashy banks. Bitches pursue me like a dream. Been known to disappear before your eyes, it's like a dope thing. It seems my main thing was to be major, paid the game sharp.